Live from Mesquite Creek Outfitters in beautiful downtown Georgetown, Texas. This is the Eagle Nation Coaches Show with head coach Chuck Griffin and the voice of your Georgetown Eagles, Wally Harmon. Thanks for joining us tonight, and here's Wally.
Sorry. I haven't done that this year.
No, it's been impressive.
What was it?
We're live. All right. Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 7:04. We'll figure it out. .704 South Austin Avenue on the square. Something doesn't go wrong, it wouldn't be right. Here for the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, live at the Mesquite Creek Outfitters. Thanks for joining us. Another great turnout tonight here at Mesquite Creek. Thanks to them for hosting this year. Fun atmosphere to be here live on a Wednesday night and talk all things Eagle football. This one a little bit different than last week, so I'm glad y'all are here with me. It makes it a little tougher when you coming off a tough loss like that,
yeah.
But some football to discuss. 28-17, the Eagles fall to a very athletic Vista Ridge team. We created some opportunities for them and turnovers, but this defense continued to show its muster as they did a lot on that field and made some good plays and gave this team a chance and continued to battle. But a tough loss going into a week here now against the Liberty Hill Panther team that is 1-1 as well. They had a big victory in a basketball shootout over against Tuttle on Friday night, but they lost their first game of the year. And so both teams come in with something to prove, something to right the ship there before you get into district play 2 weeks later. But talk about that, Kelly. This something we haven't seen a lot from this offense under the helm of Noah Boris. Some turnovers. Some things happened there on Friday night against Vista Ridge, and a tough night offensively, but an opportunity for this team to grow now.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it during the broadcast, but the game Friday night seemed a little more like a first game of the season, which in a way it was, a first road game of the season. But some mistakes that went early on. But what I loved the most about it all was this team did not quit. They could have hung their heads and just sulked, but they didn't. They came out fighting, turned it into a good ball game, and very physical ball game both sides. But defense played very well. Offense played well in the second half, and stuff to build on. And that's why you have these tough pre-district games like we have every year.
Yeah, we wondered if it was going to be a defensive battle, and it kind of turned into that. Our defense, whenever they got on the field, seemed like they were behind the curve each time, but they held strong and kept us in the game, literally. And, you know, special teams was interesting throughout the game. That was a problem at some point from both sides. But that's why you want to see 6A opponents like a quality Vista Ridge 6A school early, because that's what we may see later on in the year in the playoffs.
And a tough go of that to start the second half. You talk about in the first 5 minutes of that second half, 2 touchdowns for Vista Ridge, one coming on a big turnover or a kickoff return down to the 30. They get the benefit of a roughing the punter penalty. They get a first down, they go down and score, and then a fumble on the kickoff return. And so 2 big plays right there back-to-back, 2 series right there that put it to a 26-point deficit. And then this defense shut them down the rest of the ball game. Never gave in, never allowed another point. The offense put 15 back on the board to shut it down to 11-point difference, but just unable to kind of ran out of time there on that one. But some things there you'll see different, I think, that were addressed this week, and we'll talk to Coach Griffin about those in that kickoff team, the kickoff coverage, making sure the lanes are maintained. A lot of growth there to be done before you get into a battle with the Liberty Hill team that put over 750 yards on Hutto's defense on Friday night. 0 passing yards.
Hutto's offense. Yes, there was no D.
Exactly. But then Liberty Hill exposed in that as well. They gave up over 800 yards of offense to the Hutto Hippos.
Well, in the first week, they gave up a bunch of yards in the first week, too, a bunch of points.
And so an opportunity for the Eagle offense to attack that this week. Hutto, Will Hammond played a great game.
Yeah.
Several over over 400 yards passing in that ball game, 88 yards rushing, a few touchdowns. Even got a shout out from Patrick Mahomes, the future Texas Tech quarterback in Will Hammond there at Hutto. And so opportunity, I guarantee those videos have been watched by this coaching staff for our offense to take their shots at Liberty Hill.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I would imagine they've probably also watched the video from what Lavernia did against Liberty Hill in state championships, what Dallas South Oak Cliff did against Liberty Hill. How were they successful? I'm sure that the coaches have covered it, the team's prepared.
And what Port Neches Groves did to them.
Right.
But no way around it. This offense creates a lot of issues for the opposing defenses, and the slot T offense is one that we'll see a couple of times in the year. The good thing is Glenn has gone to this in the last year and a half, and they have some athletes, and they'll bring about again here in the matchup with Glenn and District this year, and it'll be it's something that this team can build off of this week and be prepared for the Glenn week. It won't be something new.
In week one, we talked about some questions getting answered with some of the youth that was there, some of the inexperience that was there, especially at the receiver position. We got those questions answered. Well, we got some more questions answered in week two about what's going to happen when this team faces some adversity. Mm-hmm. And they bounce back, and they played hard, and you can always build on that. So I'm
never stop fighting.
I'm excited
and
about
that was
Friday.
one thing that came out in Coach's message on Sports U to the team was the fight never stopped in that. The team didn't give up. The defense had every reason to kind of get tired, get worn out. They were out there quite a bit, but they continued to hold themselves, especially after those 2 touchdowns early in the third quarter, keeping that Vista Ridge offense at bay the rest of the ball game. The fight was still there to the end, and this team will continue to grow on that and a lot of areas for these coaching staff to address, and we'll see how that goes when we talk to Coach Griffin here in a minute. Maybe a better time than none. Let's pull him up here. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, head coach Chuck Griffin will join us after he downs that Diet Coke there up at the table. We'll bring him up here. More on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, live from the Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back here on the SHN Network.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters with head coach Chuck Griffin joins us now. Coach, we talked about it in our start off there. A growing week for this Eagle team. What's this week been like for you guys? And a lot of things to address, but yet some good things that came out of Friday night.
Yeah, there was plenty of positive stuff out of Friday night. You know, we didn't play as well as we wanted to and got lots of things to fix, but I think we did that. We had a good week of practice, had a really good day today, probably our best Wednesday yet, of getting prepped and ready. And that's part of the growing up, like learning how to do that, and learning to grow into that. And so faced some challenges, had a good week of practice, so looking forward to Friday night.
Kelly talked about one of the things that opportunities for some of the young guys and inexperienced guys to face adversity. That happens on early in the season, which is behind your scheduling tough opponents in non-district. How have they responded this week in that with these players? You got the old heads that have been in there, the Valentas, the Petters, those players that have been around. What about these new guys that they're getting their feet wet, and now how are they responding to that adversity?
I mean, they're responding, which is positive. They're coming out and like I said, they had a really good day today. Defensively, I think we've had a pretty good week. The entire week we had a little come to Jesus meeting on Tuesday offensively, and trying to iron some things out. But they responded really well today with a really positive practice and really sharp practice.
So, Coach, we talked a little bit about it, and folks will see it on the interview. But whenever the team faces that kind of adversity, and then you see them respond in the second half, as a coaching staff, does that give you something that you –
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, there was no quit. Like, our kids fought, and like I said the other day, we're trying to figure out in the headset the situation of what do we do on this drive, because we've got to score 11 points. So what do we do on this drive? What do we do on the next drive? How are we handling this? What is our situation going to be like? What's our two-point play going to be like? So knowing that our kids are responding that way and we're planning that way, it gives you confidence going forward that we're going to come out and make some things happen.
And then on the defensive side of the ball, defense was playing well, played pretty well through most of the game. Does that keep some of the energy on the sideline positive with the defense playing as well as they played?
I think so. I mean, that keeps you in the game. Our defense playing as well as they did keeps you in the game. And we gave them the ball between special teams and offense 3 times in, less than 50 yards of field position. And they didn't have to do much to score 21 points, So our defense being able to keep them at bay and be able to make, essentially they gave up one offensive drive all night, and so them playing that well allows us to stay focused and stay in the game, and we'll get things rolling offensively. Just a young group that's got to grow up and learn some things, and we played a really good 6A opponent. I mean, we knew defensively they were a really good football team, and that was evidence if you go back and watch the game. We would hit something one time. We were not hitting it again. They had a solution like that. And that's a really well-coached football team, which is what we saw at Vista Ridge.
And we talked about it on the broadcast, talked about it after the game. It seemed like they had playbook sometimes because they knew what was coming, and they were able to cover it well. I meant to ask you about it Tuesday whenever we talked. The roughing the punter call was – I haven't gotten to go back and watch it. Was he blocked into the punter?
I mean, he was illegally cut. I mean, they tried to cut him, so he jumped, and they just flipped him over. I sent it in to the officials. It doesn't do any good, but I sent it in to them so they could see that. Because I got after him a little bit about it. I wanted to see, this is what I saw. This guy was going low to cut. And Mike just jumped over him, and trying to protect himself. And which we say, don't jump over. Just if they're going to go low, go lower and blow them up, But, that's kind of one of those things that happened in the game. And that was a significant deal because there was a stop coming out of half, and it's killed the drive. And we had a chance to get out of that, and they have scored on the next play, So
I was just curious.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. Usually, whenever there's a controversial call or something like that, I'll watch. I'll turn and watch you. It's a great show, by the way. But I didn't get to do that during the game.
Well, I tried to get after him a little bit, but he wasn't having much. He wasn't hearing it from me.
I didn't see him walk towards you.
Yeah.
So we've got a physical game coming up with Liberty Hill. How are the boys feeling this week, health-wise, stuff like that? I mean,
it was a physical game last week, so we're a little bit banged up, but nothing too serious. And we're losing an offensive lineman this week, gaining an offensive lineman. We're still short a linebacker. He'll be back against Consolidated. So, we're a little banged up, but I imagine they are too. And they've played a couple of physical football games as well. And, anytime you play 160 plays like they did last week, you're going to have some injuries because it's too much, really. And so I know they've got some too. So we're both a little bit banged up. There'll be another well-coached football team, very physical. Yeah. Of course, it's tricky what they do and having to stop that because it kind of breaks your defensive rules and what you normally do. So, defense will have to rise to that occasion, and offensively, we got to do the same.
How do you keep this offense from getting down on itself after the turnovers? You don't see a lot of turnovers out of this offense last year. This year, in one game, several interceptions there. Don't count the Hail Mary part that happens. That's a stat you want to set aside. But seeing those turnovers and struggling a little bit on the offensive side, how do you keep that offensive unit from getting down on themselves and coming right back in ready to fire away against Liberty Hill?
Yeah, well, I think it's like anything in life. Like when you fail, when you screw up, you got to figure out why. Like what happened? What did we do wrong? What can we do better? How can we improve? And I think that's been the key. They've responded this week, and they've responded well to, hey, we got to fix this. We got to fix this. It's protection here. Here, hey, we didn't You know, we didn't have the right procedure in this play. Like, we screwed something up here in the procedure of the play. So I think it's just learning from that and growing and getting better and learning how to practice to a certain extent, you know, and that's a big thing that you know, that's coaching. That's something we've got to get better at, you know, and I've got to do a better job of, is making sure these guys coach at the right level, you know, I mean, or practice at the right level. You know, that's a big thing. I got to make sure they practice at a higher level, and they did that this week.
Coach, with Liberty Hill running the wing T, and I think Wise runs a version. Is it Wise that runs? Glenn runs a version similar to it. And you want to beat Liberty Hill with how close both the teams are. There's almost a natural rivalry there, anticipating maybe being in a district with them. But you can't spend too much time worrying about what Liberty Hill does, and you just got to worry about what you're supposed to do. Right?
I mean, it's a game plan type deal. I mean, we go into it just like every other week, and we got to figure out a game plan, and we got to go out and stop it. We got to work it, and every team is different. You know, even though it looks the same on the board, they all kind of got different things and different plays, and so we've got to game plan it and work on it. You know, our guys spent some time in the offseason learning a little bit about it, and it's pretty hush-hush. You know, the slot T, they have what they call the slot T mafia.
Right.
And it's the slot T coaches, and they don't let you in the inner circle. You're not in there unless you're going to dedicate to run it completely.
Right.
You know, you don't get to find out any information about it. So it's pretty difficult to find out what's going on. I mean, you just got to study it and talk to guys who have coached against it. You know, it's kind of got to learn from it. But, I mean, like I said, they're a well-coached football team. They play really hard, and our guys just got to go and match that intensity and take care of that.
I'm glad I'm not in Coach Nicky's shoes this week, because my game plan would be tackle everybody in the backfield.
But you've got to
that'd be great if you could.
Yeah, they block well, too.
Yeah.
Based off what we've seen on the defense last couple of weeks, you've got to feel pretty good about our opportunity to shut down, you know, have 3 or 4 good stops, maybe some 3 and outs, let our offense fly. Yeah. And you get them behind, then they're struggling, they're stressed.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, maybe they want to try a pass.
You know, well, and that can be scary in itself too. Yeah. You know, the one time they throw the ball during the game, if you get surprised, but you know, they're. I mean, I feel good about our defense and how we're playing and the way our kids are responding and the way our coaches are coaching. You know, I feel good about our defense. So, you know, I wouldn't want to roll in there with anybody else. So
nice.
How did the leaders step up at halftime? The primarily the senior leader. I know there's some.
I think it's just a matter of perspective and understanding. Like, this is the play that counts, and we talk about that a lot. Like, it really doesn't matter if you're 17 points up or you're 17 points down. Good officials calls, bad officials calls. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this play is what matters. And when it's over, it doesn't matter anymore. This play matters. And that's the way that you've got to play the football game. You know, and those are the kind of things. Those are championship programs that just play this play really hard, no matter what.
Right.
The scoreboard doesn't matter. None of that matters. Play this play. You know, and when we can get to that, and you stack up win after win after win during the game, right, now you win on the scoreboard at the end of the night.
Coach Griffin joins us live here at the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Coming up, we're going to have Mason Goggins in Sanders join us tonight before trivia. Defense took trivia last week on week 1 win. They had 3-2 on the points. Some college football trivia this week with some fun questions we put together today, and even a bonus question. So go ahead and start studying your college football trivia. I'm sure you'll guess absolutely none of the questions that we will bring you tonight. But our quick visit there with Coach Chuck Griffin. We'll take a break. When we come back tonight, we'll go offensive side of the ball first. We'll go with N. Sanders when we come back right here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show live from Mesquite Creek Outfitter, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back on the SHN Network.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop with them. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
back here live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We're joined now by senior offensive lineman, number 72 on the roster. It's Ian Sanders joining us live here. And right by Kelly's got him on display.
Got the Vanna White.
I tell you what. Ian, you come in, one of the offensive linemen here on this team. How big of a week was it for you guys to kind of get back into being ready to play again after a tough loss like that? How do you guys get your minds right? And as one of the seniors on this offensive line, how do you help guide that along with Jordan Arrett, a couple of the other seniors out there? How do you guys get ready?
You know, a lot of preparation. Starts 6:30 in the morning a.m. on Monday. And, you know, just a lot of film session. And just today, I would say today was probably one of our best practices that we've had ever. And I think that it's going to set up us right for Liberty Hill this Friday.
How quick do you guys have to dump what happened on Friday night and move forward with that so you don't dwell on it and allow that to hang in your head? How quick did you guys just get rid of that and move on?
Oh, right away. Right away. We were just – that's just how it is, you know, stacking wins on top of each other. And that's our motto at Georgetown, you know.
As one of the senior leaders on this team, during that game Friday, especially the first half, came back out in the second half, played a little bit better. But during that first half, how do you go about helping keep these guys focused and not getting too down, especially the guys that don't have the experience that maybe you have?
You got to be the big voice in the locker room, you know, keep everybody up, the whole five, you know. Because, you know, it's me and Jordan, two senior linemen out there. We got to keep all the young guns out there, stay positive.
How was the attitude? Was that hard to do Friday, or did everybody jump in, buy into it?
Yeah, during halftime we had a big talk, and we all just pretty much said, we got to get this done. And we tried our best, and just that's the way it happened. I would say it was pretty hard. But
second half looked better.
Yeah, second half did look better.
Yeah.
On your senior season, how much fun are you having from the start of it now to Game 3 now, as you realize this G logo that you've had on your chest and wearing for years in this program coming up, now in your senior year? How big is it, and how much fun are you having?
So much fun. You know, being here with these guys, this is my third year here, and it's been amazing. I'm super excited for the rest of the season.
So in practice, Ian, I want to talk about this. You, as one of the senior offensive linemen, you're lining up against some pretty good defenders over there.
Right.
And got one of them hurt right now, but he'll be back soon. What's it like lining up against these guys that are really good defenders that you got to prepare for, and how does that get you ready for Friday night?
Oh, it prepares us perfectly. You know,
is there any competition going on, a little smack talk?
All the time. Every day. That's just how it is, football.
That's fantastic.
Texas football, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But, big competition every practice, and, you know, Big Michael Valenta gets us right every week Friday.
Yeah.
So,
how hard is it for you guys to then turn on Friday and be the biggest cheerleaders for that defense as they're going to attack somebody else after they've been attacking you all week? How quick are you guys to jump on their bandwagon and become their cheerleaders to get them fired up and going on Friday?
Oh, yeah, right away. That's what we do, cheer each other up.
How about this Eagle Nation showing up for the show tonight, man?
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo, Eagle Nation. Bunch of your teammates here. Who has surprised you this year the most?
Probably Brant Hargrove. You know, he came up from JV Blue, and this will be his from going from JV Blue to starting on varsity is huge. And,
that is huge.
He's been doing pretty good, and I'm excited to see what he does whenever I leave and he becomes a senior and he leads the team.
Yep.
You know, I'm excited for that.
How comfortable does it make you that you got some guys behind you that can spell you a little bit, give you a little bit of a break?
Feels good. You know, feels like I can breathe a little bit.
Any shout-outs before I let you go?
Shout out Manny G, whole O-line, whole offense, and QB Noah B.
QB Noah B. You got to love it. Ian Sanders joins us live here at the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Quick timeout. We come back. Mason Goggins joins us here live at Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue. We'll be right back.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. Show us live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Who's that?
That's one of my friend's moms, actually.
Back here live, Eagle Nation Coaches Show, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, 704 South Austin Avenue on the Square, host of your Eagle Nation Coaches Show each and every week on Wednesday night, 6 p.m. So thanks for joining us here tonight. Come out. I tell you what, it's a great atmosphere, wonderful place to be at. We are super appreciative of them. Now we're joined by number 14 on the Eagle roster. He's a senior. I was going to say a certain spot, but a senior kind of do it all. He played some reserve safety last year, special teams on everything, and now the starting outside linebacker moved himself in there and making a difference defensively as well. Mason Goggins joins us now. Thanks for joining us tonight, Mason. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No problem.
We keep hearing it happened last year. You played some backup safety there, but more importantly, we kept hearing this name on all the special teams. Mason Goggins. How much fun are you having on special teams, knowing especially on those coverage teams, you're getting to go hit somebody and run downfield? How much fun is special teams for you?
I really love it, man. I mean, you really can't beat it. Just getting to go out there when you can and just make a play like when you're able to get put in. And I think that's a big part of like what we do here is just like know your role and know what you're supposed to do and give 100% on everything that you do, even if it is for 5-10 plays a game. Now this year, moving yourself into that slot of outside linebacker alongside a couple of linebackers that have some experience that are well known here in Seth Warren and Landry Leggett. How much fun are you having on the defensive side this year? Now going to that linebacker spot, being alongside a defense that's having some success on the season. How much fun is that for you? I mean, it's super fun. Just being out there with my buddies, some of my best friends. I mean, you really can't beat it. Just getting to go out there and just hit some guys and be excited about it every time we make a play. What's the difference from the safety position last year moving to linebacker this year for you? I mean, it's definitely a lot more physical, but, I mean, I like it. I like getting in there, getting a blitz every now and then, and just staying out there and just working kind of everything. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of a hybrid out there. My responsibility is pass first, so I'm just kind of everywhere, and I like it a lot.
What's been the biggest challenge this year with that transition for you, going from a junior kind of utility guy to now one of the senior leaders on this defense?
I mean, it's definitely a big role, big difference from this year to last year. But I mean, I think I'm ready for it, and I've prepared well. I've been just watching film every week, and I think we can just always get better and just practice hard. How big of a challenge is it for you in the linebacker room, knowing you have a Landry Leggett, a Seth Warren that have a year under their belt starting and come in, big hitters that love to play the position? Does it challenge you to be better, stronger, physical with them, or what's that like in the room with the linebackers? I mean, yes, sir. They're always very good, and they make a lot of plays. But I mean, I'm always right there with them. I feel like we're all very close, and yeah, we're just one team. I mean, I don't think we value one person better than the other, even though they might be. But I mean, we're all just together. We're one group.
Who's the one guy on the offense that during practice winds up with the ball in his hands, you wind up in the open field, it's you and him, and you're going, man, not this guy?
I mean, it's got to be Petter or Cody, one of those two. Cody's a little bowling ball. It's pretty hard to take him down, and Petter's just Petter. So those two are pretty difficult to take down.
Petter does Petter things.
Yes, sir. Very much so.
So we love the trash can.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about trash can. What's that?
Anytime anybody gets interception or a turnover, maybe a fumble recovery, forced fumble, we get the trash can, we get to dunk the ball. So that's super fun. Coach Nicky loves that, bringing the energy every week. And I feel like this is something that we strive to and look forward to. We haven't had one yet this year, but hopefully this week we get a fumble recovery because we know Liberty Hill doesn't like to pass the ball. But
are you bringing the other team's ball and spiking it in that can?
We're not supposed to, but yes, there has been a couple passes last year that made some in. Yeah.
But the nastiness of that opposing logo going in that garbage can.
That's definitely what we want to do.
Yeah. I love it.
Your senior year, we asked Ian about that. What's it like your senior year now? Putting this G uniform on, that helmet on, knowing this is that last year for you at Georgetown High School. What's it like for you, and how fun has this senior year been?
I mean, it's really all just trying to take it all in, just trying to do what I can when I can, and just be there for everyone and everything. And I think that's just a big role that every senior has. Just be there for your teammates and just show up and just bring positive attitude every day because it really is your last year for some of us. So just take advantage of it.
What's going to be your biggest challenge Friday against Liberty Hill?
Liberty Hill, well, they've got me at kind of like outside containment, so I guess just when they run that sweep, just keeping everything, making it cut back, it's kind of out there all alone, but I feel like Nicky's got a good game plan, and we'll make it work.
Keep them between the hashes.
Yes, sir.
That's your job.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Love it.
as you guys get ready for this week, as you guys, Coach talked about it, coming together again, practice got better this week, maybe the best practice all year
Yes, sir.
today. How hard is it, or how easy was it for you guys to take the loss and get rid of it and get ready for a tough game like this in Liberty Hill?
And I think that's what we're really ready to show people is how well we can just take a loss on the chin and then bounce back the next week. And I think we're going to do a very good job at that. We've got lots of good leaders, lots of good people in the locker room kind of cheering everybody up. I mean, everybody knew that it was a loss, that I think we should have won that game, but I think we're ready to bounce back and be better than we were the week before.
It seems like Liberty Hill has some 6- and 7-year seniors because we've been calling some of these guys Noah Long. I'm
Yes,
sick
sir,
of saying it. That guy, tremendous athlete. You looking forward to smashing some purple and gold Friday?
Yes, sir, very much so. Ready to whip them,
Good.
so to speak.
Any shout-outs before we let you go?
Just death row defense and all our linebackers.
Mason Goggins, number 14 on your varsity Georgetown Eagle team. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, trivia time. The offense and the defense go at it in college football trivia live here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show from Mesquite Creek Outfitters. We'll be right back on the SHN Network.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. Show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Back here live, Mesquite Creek Outfitters trivia time here. Defense on my left, your right. Offense on my right, your left. I didn't do this last week. We're going to do it this week. Each player is going to introduce themselves so we know who's up here with us. So we'll go defense first.
Boston Johnson. Alex Wilson.
Seth Warren.
This is actually Bobby Boucher. Don't let him tell you Seth Warren. We know why he's wearing number 9. Now the offense.
Noah Boris.
Davin Sewick. Andrew Petter.
Andrew Petter. All right, we go to trivia. Defense won it week 1. They picked NCAA football. Here we go. All right, trivia question number 1. Somebody be ready to see who raises their hand first. How many college football teams in the SEC have a tiger as their mascot?
Two.
Incorrect.
Missouri, LSU, and three.
3 is correct. But now bonus points on this. There's bonus points on this. Can you name the 3 teams that have tigers as their mascot?
Wait, Clemson's not. No, they're ACC. Oh yeah, Auburn, Missouri, and LSU.
Correct. So the offense got that one. The Missouri Tigers, the Auburn Tigers, and LSU. All right, question number 2. What college bowl game is referred to as the granddaddy of them all?
Rose Bowl.
Correct. It is the Rose Bowl. He said the Cheez-It Bowl. That's awesome. All right, so offense won, defense won, but offense picked up some points there on that first one. Question number 3. What NCAA football program stadium has the largest seating capacity?
Michigan Stadium.
That is correct, Michigan. For a bonus point, can you give the nickname for Michigan's football stadium? Defense, can you steal it?
The Big Stadium.
Nope. So I gave it the big house, so no one gets the bonus point there. All right, question number 4. What is the annual Alabama versus Auburn football game rivalry titled?
The Iron Bowl.
The Iron Bowl. That is correct. All right. Question number 5. We go local. It's not NCAA, but it's local. It is sort of. Southwestern University here in Georgetown was undefeated in football from 1956 to 2011. How did they go undefeated that many years?
They won many games.
No.
They weren't a team.
They had no football team. That is correct. All right. One more. We're doing a bonus question this week because we had several that we wanted to play. And it's so fitting that Seth Warren's up here with us. So, in the movie Waterboy, Bobby Boucher plays for what college football team?
Mud Dogs.
The full name.
Ooh.
We'll give him a point for Mud Dogs because no one else is going to get it. But anyone think of it? South Central Louisiana State Mud Dogs. But I'm so glad you were up here from the Mud Dogs. That was awesome. I'm glad you got that right. We were going to order a Mud Dogs jersey today for you, but we'll save that for later. So, trivia tonight. Who wins it? I got to check with. Offense wins week number 2. So now they're tied at 1 week apiece. We'll get the points gathered up next week and go head-to-head. Week 3 trivia. What's the subject matter?
NBA.
The National Basketball Association. I'm going to have to do some studying for that one. But we'll bring you more trivia next week back here on the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Quick timeout. We come back. An update on the Booster Club before we leave it for tonight. Live here from Mesquite Creek Outfitters on the SHN Network.
Mesquite Creek Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Come enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, and maybe even shop a little bit. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at MCO.
Back here live, Mesquite Creek Outfitters, the Eagle Nation Coaches Show, live each and every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Now joined by the president of the Eagle Football Booster Club, Greg Petter. Greg, thanks for joining us tonight. Yep. We go to week number 3, back home at Birkelbach Field against Liberty Hill. And what do we have coming this week? I know we'd love to do and talk about it. Make sure fans come out and join us the tailgate on Friday night.
We're going to do burgers. We're going to grill up a bunch of burgers and chips, and people bring desserts and finger food.
And what time do we want those out there? What time is the walk, so we make sure everyone's there till we get started, and then be there to line up the road for the boys as they come through?
We eat in about 5, but they walk through maybe 5:15, 5:30.
So make sure everyone come out, the tailgate there, not just for Booster Club. Everyone come out and join us. Bring some desserts, some chips, anything to help out, and some drinks down there on the south end of the stadium every week, the tailgate when we're at home. But come and join in. It's awesome to line the field, the road there as the team comes walking through, headed over to the field house. And the boys love to see that, and it's great to line it. The band comes out, the cheerleaders. And so, Coach, join in that. Be there about 5 o'clock, so we're ready to line it up. And welcome those kids through as they head over to get ready for their game.
So do you have to have a football player to be in the booster clubs? Can you join if you're just a bleed blue, you're Eagle fan?
Anybody can join.
Okay.
Everybody come out to the booster club. You don't come out to the tailgate. You don't need to be a member either.
Okay.
Welcome everybody.
Okay.
This Monday, coming up next week, we go into our bye week on week 4 of the season calendar. We're going to have a bye before we start district play. Will there still be a Booster Club meeting on Monday night at the field house, or will we skip a week?
We'll have one the immediate Monday, and then skip the next Monday after that.
Okay, so we will have a Booster Club meeting every Monday night except after the bye week at 6 o'clock there at the field house. Come out and join there. You get live updates about the Booster Club, what's going on, what the Booster Club is doing, what they need, somewhere that you can jump in and help because lots of things going on Thursday nights with the JV and freshman games, helping with the concession stands, with merchandise. The merchandise is some of the top every year, and another great year this year. I love my white hat that I finally picked up. Luckily, I had a fan ask me over at Vista Ridge is like, hey, can I just get that from you and you pick up another one? It's like, nope. This is the only size I found that fit me, and it's one of those hats I had to collect. But come out and be a part of that. Then you get updates from the coaching staff to cover freshman, JV, and varsity on highlights and stats and kind of a recap of the Friday night game the week before. And so opportunity to come out and get involved. That's one thing that Dave and I had talked about. You don't have to be a football parent. I've had one kid go through Georgetown ISD schools ever before they graduated and went to college, but I spend all my time and energy around Georgetown ISD sports, and I love it each and every time. And so try to get out there and be a part of this football organization, this football booster club. They do great things. Where are we at latest? Anything that you guys are starting to head up and need volunteers or anything? What's the status of the booster club right now?
Oh, everything's good. We've got a good attendance at the games, helping out with the tailgates. We always need help out at the concession stand on Thursday night, and for the merchandise sales. Come out to watch the JV game. I know it's a little warm, but we'll have plenty of cold water at the concession stand.
Friday night or Thursday night, it's a home game on Friday night for the varsity. Thursday night should be, I guess, freshmen in town.
JV.
JV's in town.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Freshman, I believe.
We've been correct. Okay, JV's on the road.
Yep.
On Thursday night.
No.
Freshmen are back home. Okay, there's Coach updating us. Freshmen will be here. The big important thing to get the support at the field on Thursday night is being at the practice field, which is still a great facility for the teams to play at. The Booster Club runs the concession stands and gets the benefit of the sales there to help this Booster Club, which they turn around and do everything to help this football program. And so come out and support that.
And you get to see JV cheer.
That is right, Dave. That's one thing. Dave does have a cheerleader on the JV, and it's fun to watch. Last week, I guess it was last week, they ended up getting one of the little girls out of the stands that was in a uniform and posting her up. It was so cool to see the pictures of it. And so come out and support these kids. They put in all the effort and all the work year-round for their respective sports and activities. And so get out there and support them. Friday night we'll be live. 7 o'clock kick, I believe, again. I keep forgetting to look at the schedule every week. But 7 o'clock kick, we'll be live 6:15 on SHN. But come join us. Birkelbach Field, what better place to be than a great crosstown, kind of a just down Highway 29 rivalry in Liberty Hill. And join us there at 5 o'clock for the Booster Club tailgate. Jimmy Warren will be out there cooking burgers up for everybody, I think. I don't know. I'm just saying. Jimmy's like the designated cooker. Are you going to be cooking the burgers there, Jimmy, on Friday night? All right. I figured Jimmy would be out there. We'll be out there early to get set up and come down and enjoy dinner with them as well. But thanks for joining us. The Booster Club, I tell you what, that Meet the Eagles, it continues to just show out each and every year. You guys did another smashing job this year and a great opportunity to raise funds for this program. What's the next big thing for the Booster Club on this season? What are we looking for, I guess, to help the program this year? What are you guys doing?
The main things is, every Thursday we're selling merchandise, and Friday home games we're selling merchandise and concession on Thursday nights. And just keep on rolling, having volunteers come out and support the team. So
reach out to your Booster Club, jump in and be a part of everything you can do to support this program. These kids continue to work their backsides off to entertain you for football each and every week, and the least we can do is get out and support them on Thursday and Friday nights. Next week, that's what I need to ask Coach Griffin. Are we going to do the coaches show next week, or are we going to skip a week before the game? We'll put that out next week. And it's going to skip a week on the coach show, so we won't be here live next Wednesday night. We will be right before the game to open up district play in a week from Wednesday. Watch the social media. We tweet out the links, and Coach retweets those on the Booster Club, his page, and the Booster Club Twitter account. And so be looking for those, but we'll keep it updated. Live Friday night, 6:15 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff, Georgetown, Liberty Hill. The battle will take place at Birkelbach Field, and we will bring it to you live here on the SHN Network. Thanks for joining us live here tonight, Mesquite Creek Outfitters. To Mesquite Creek Outfitters, thank you so much for being the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. We love it. This is a wonderful location, and we'll continue to bring it to each and every week. That'll sign us off tonight. Georgetown Eagle Volleyball Friday night. They'll be at Conley. Continue to keep an eye on them as they start district as well. All the Eagle activities going full force here as the start of the school year gets underway. Thanks for joining us live here tonight on the SHN Network. We will sign off tonight, bring it to you Friday night live from Birkelbach Field. And remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Have a good night, everybody.
Outfitters is located at 704 South Austin Avenue in Georgetown, Texas. Enjoy a refreshing drink, a light menu, chat with friends, maybe even shop a little. Mesquite Creek Outfitters is the host of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show every Wednesday. The show is live at 6 p.m. at